so much for joining WIN Ideas Global Summit 2023. So before you start the presentation, I would like to give a presentation of yours.
Thank
So Jessica Lapsia is here. So Jessica Lapsia transitioned from a successful corporate career to become an inspirational figure. After holding esteemed positions in global corporations like Merrill Lynch and Kraft Heinz, she redirected her path in 2016. Jessica ventured into entrepreneurship, establishing a thriving boutique that empowered women to embrace their unique style. Now, she stands as a spiritual mentor and transformation teacher dedicated to helping women discover their true selves and unlock their potential. Having delved into conscious living and personal growth, she guides individuals to find their inner voice and take steps towards realizing their dreams. Jessica offers tailored coaching and group programs aiming to empower women globally to live fulfilling and authentic lives. Ready to embark on your transformation journey and live a life that resonates with you? Connect with Jessica today. Thank you. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Melinda. Hello, everybody. Excited to be here with all of you. Let's see. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to talk about a time in my life which was transformative for me. And awesome. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up on you can hear me. Okay. So here we go. So the second wave of the pandemic had hit here in Texas. It was a quiet evening at a boutique that I owned. And rightfully so, I was standing by the register, looking over to these beautiful pink walls on one side and a turquoise chandelier over me. And I could feel a weight coming onto my shoulders. I loved connecting with clients and styling them in their unique expression, seeing them have this newfound confidence, a style that reflected who they were, and a radiance that came from within as they walked out the door with several bags, feeling like $1,000,000, brought me alive. It became the fuel to work nonstop, building the business to multi six figures, 40% year over year in a saturated retail market. I put my life on hold for years to get to that point. And here we were in the pandemic, and I couldn't help but notice the transient nature of joy that I brought to clients through the store. All that sacrifice didn't feel like it amounted to much. I wondered if I was focused on what truly mattered. So, anyways, as I have these thoughts, the phone rings and it's a welcome interruption. It's my husband. He's FaceTiming me for the kids to say goodnight before they go to bed. So I answer. My son is 5 at the time, daughter is 3. I see them and I just want to be there with them. My son comes on, doesn't really care to talk to me, just runs along. And my daughter is profusely crying. She begs me to come home to put her to sleep. And in that moment, I feel a pain in my chest. I promise her that I'd be there the next night and wish her good night. As I get off the phone, I have tears streaming. I have visions of my son all grown up, screaming, "You don't care." My daughter shutting me out, saying you were never there. And in that moment, I hear this inner voice. You are not meant to live like this. You are not meant to live like this. If you continue on this path, you will regret it. And Following this inner voice was not easy. There was hundreds of thousands of dollars of savings on the line, a business that I had poured my heart and soul into, and there was no predetermined future source of income, right? Um, so as leaders, we are often at the crossroads of difficult decisions. Yes, the stakes are high, time is of essence, the vision didn't turn out as you thought it would. So what do? You find the courage to align with that inner voice. I did. The trap that I thought I was in dissolved. Over the course of 1 year, I was able to cut my business losses down to a fifth of what was originally anticipated, lost the extra 10 pounds I'd gained due to stress. The best part was my daughter stopped stuttering and bloomed into pure joy. My son started paying attention to what I had to say, and I could feel the respect in his eyes. I realized that I did not have to choose between my kids and building my dream business. I could build my dream career around my dream relationships. So I know you're probably sitting there thinking, that's great that it worked out for you, but how do I know to trust my intuition? How do I know? I need proof, right? So we're going to go exactly there. So there was a study that was conducted on 385 CEOs of US corporations, testing their intuitive abilities. Out of the CEOs who scored high on their precognitive and intuitive tests, 80% of them had doubled their company's profits over the previous 5 years. We are taught to look for the answer on the outside, yet the answer on the inside can be far more powerful than logic and analysis, right? Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, started out her career selling fax machines door to door, right? And she shares her story about a particularly difficult day at work and thinking to herself, this cannot be my life. I must be in the wrong movie. How many of you resonate with that? Right? Yeah. That day she decided to trust her intuition, took $5,000 of her savings, and went on to build a multi-billion-dollar business over the next decade. Right? A couple of years ago, she sold a majority stake in Spanx to Blackstone because she knew that was her next right step. Right? The power of intuition. Priyanka Chopra left her uber successful career in the Indian film industry to start from scratch in Hollywood, pounding the pavement, following her intuition. She is now a world-known icon, right? It all started with a feeling in her heart and her gut, right? Choosing to stop settling for less, to stop playing small, right? And this is not just about their professional success. It is about the uncommon moves they made following their intuition to thrive in life. Knowing when to lean in and when to shift gears is the foundation for building a fulfilling life, right? When you get really good at listening to that intuitive voice, the results are inevitable. So let's talk about intuition real quick, right? What is intuition? What is intuition? Intuition is that knowing in your gut without the need for conscious reason. Your cells are like a supercomputer that crunch past data in the matter of milliseconds. The output is the answer that feels right in the now, right? It usually comes to you in an instant. All at once, the answer to the question becomes clear, or you know what your next right step needs to be. It is likely that it'll be counter to what others think you should do. There will be no proof, no prior proof that it'll work. You'll have to stretch out of your comfort zone to lean in, but leaning in will create an expansive feeling in your body. Let me give you a quick few examples of intuition. The first is, it feels like a small, still voice in your gut, contrary to popular opinion. Okay. Second, it could feel like an aha or a light bulb moment of greater understanding, greater awareness, right? A new idea that just dropped in. Third, it could also feel like a vibe you get when you meet somebody new. There's no apparent reason for it, but you get this vibe, right? And it has information. So there's this idea that only special people have access to intuition. You know, the CEOs, the celebrities, the yogis. But I want you to know that we all have access to this level of intelligence and memory in ourselves. We were born with it. It's a gift that we are born with. But cultivating that voice, that inner voice, and being able to cultivating the understanding of this inner voice is a skill that we develop through life, right? Because what happens is we live in a world where there's constantly a lot of information coming at us. Yes? So a lot of information coming at us. Top that with cultural conditioning, societal norms, and there's layers of noise clouding that intuitive voice, right? So in order to amplify this intuitive voice, you embrace your true nature, your essence. So this is the second concept that I'm going to introduce today, and it is the basis of my work in my programs when we work together in a one-on-one or a group capacity. So what is your true nature? True nature is your elemental energy, right? The pure energy that can be observed in you at a young age of 2 or 3 without a lot of impact of conditioning, right? So let me explain. So it'll be easier to understand when I share with you what is not your true nature, right? Because 98% of the world today is living like this, right? Including me for a long time. So can we all agree that we have times in our lives where we feel like we are falling behind on our professional goals? Do we feel that like we're falling behind on our professional goals? Yes. So our personal life feels like it's crumbling. Stress starts to build, right? Stress starts to build. And stress is normalized in today's times, right? If you speak to a coworker or a family member and you're sharing, you'll often hear them say or echo back to you that, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but unfortunately, that's just how it is. And that's not what you want to hear. And you are having this eye roll moment on the inside, right? You're experiencing this moment, but yet a part of you starts to believe it. A part of you starts to believe that's just how it is, right? So today, I want to present you with a contrary viewpoint. A contrary viewpoint is stress is not how it's supposed to be. Stress is an indication that you have departed from your true nature. When you are living in your true nature, you experience joy, purity, vibrance, unconditional love for self and people around you, right? Just like the nature of the sun is to rise each day and give warmth and light, the nature of the trees is to provide shade and oxygen. The nature of water is to flow through obstacles and quench your thirst. You have a unique nature. And when you align with that nature, the abundance of energy starts to flow through you, right? Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute. Imagine for a minute what is possible for you when you embrace your true nature. The pure elemental energy that allows you to feel grounded in earth, ignites your passion like fire, flows through obstacles like water, breathes life into you like air, feels boundless like space. What is possible? You live an extraordinary life, right? Being the person who you're here to be, doing the things you're here to do on purpose, right? And embracing your true nature takes deeper work, right? It takes deeper work. And to facilitate this process, I utilize a 4-step framework for myself and my clients. And I'm going to share that here with you briefly before we close. I call it the ABCD framework, right? So the first step is A, awareness. A stands for awareness, self-awareness. Our emotions are powerful, right? Our emotions are powerful. And they have information that we can learn a great deal from. So the first step is to become aware of our emotions and our dominant thoughts. The second step is breakthrough. Breakthrough is creating space to feel through those emotions and then placing our attention on how we want to feel. How do we want to feel? And the thoughts at that resonance. Third step is congruence, anchoring this self-knowledge into our being. And I share tools for that. The fourth step is making a decision, committing to what deeply matters to you, regardless of the price or temporary outcomes. And in each of these 4 steps, I support you to harness intuition and get super clear on it, right? I know it sounds simple. Listen to your intuition. Sounds simple, right? Listen to your intuition. So, but how many of you here feel like you are living a life that mirrors your true essence? I'm looking at the chat. Feel free to pop in there. How many of you here feel like you are living a life that mirrors your true essence? Well, I certainly didn't feel like I was, right? And I just started a few years ago. And I still know there's more me to be and more me to express, right? It starts at a young age because at a young age, we're socialized into this idea of the herd mentality, right? The herd mentality. And we want to feel accepted, right? So at a young age, we start doing that. It also comes from this core human need to belong. right? And there's a lot of science behind this. The core human need to belong. But the truth is, we can't really feel like we belong anywhere until we first belong to ourselves, until you first belong to you, right? And I worked with world-class teachers the last few years to really gain a deeper understanding of myself, of self, and the ways in which I was holding myself back to live the life that I most desired, right? The thing is, because just like anything else in life, practicing the wrong form will not yield the results that we desire. Okay, so now that we understand the power of intuition and embracing our true nature, I want to share with you two awesome gifts. Free gifts. Who loves free gifts? I totally do. Okay, so the first one is a free gift for everybody who's listening here. It's for everyone. The first free gift is a guided meditation to connect with your intuition, right? And it has a downloadable journal to write down your thoughts, to pen down your thoughts. I think there's a lot of power in journaling and really going through a guided meditation. And it has a guide which has empowering questions in it, so you can actually tailor your thoughts around that. So that's the first gift, guided meditation with a guide. It'll support you to get clarity and bring your truth to the surface, right? The second gift is not for everyone. The second gift is only for you if you are intent on living an extraordinary life, a life that absolutely lights you up, right? If you are that person, then I have a gift for you from my heart. It is a one-on-one strategy session where I will support you to clarify where to place your attention to yield transformative results and the next best move towards that life that you desire, right? I'm limiting the spots to 10 for this. Over the next week, I'm going to open up spots in my calendar. And the reason for limiting it is because I want to give you my highest level of attention in our time together, right? To ensure transformation. So that is the gift. I'm going to go ahead and pop a link in the chat. Take your time, sign up. If you are feeling a pull right now, right? You are feeling that intuitive nudge towards it, take action in that energy. When you're inspired and you take action in that energy, powerful breakthroughs come from it, right? So I just popped it in this, take a minute or two, go ahead and, pop in there. Again, if you know already that you want a one-on-one session with me, once you have signed in for the meditation, you'll get it. You'll be directed to the page to sign up for a one-on-one session with me. So with that, ladies, it's been an absolute honor to be here and share myself in this way. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And I'm going to leave you with one quote that is attributed to Albert Einstein. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. So it is time we reclaim that gift and live the abundant life that we are meant to live. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. And men.
Thank you so much for the wonderful quote, Jessica. It was really a fabulous speech today. So I think you got a lot of love, lot of comments for your presentation. You can see in the chat session. And yes, here is a question from our audience. So Can intuition be learned or developed? Or is it an innate ability?
Awesome. Beautiful question. So it definitely is an innate ability, but it is one that we cultivate through our life, right? Because it comes through greater awareness. As we're going through life and we go through experiences, our intuition, the more tuned in we are to our inner self and our true nature, our intuition is louder, right? And we're able to hear it profoundly, and we're able to understand what is that intuitive voice versus what is noise, what is just the voice of conditioning that we've been repeating over and over. So yeah, it definitely is an innate ability, but what I've learned through my personal experience is that it has to be cultivated, and it can only be cultivated through personal experience and action.
Thanks for the answer, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining this event, the WYN Ideas Virtual Summit 2023. So I am looking
Thank you.
forward to listen more sessions like this from you for our future conferences as well. And could you please join our speakers, other speakers session and show some love and do some comments. And if you have any questions, you can post it. So and you can even share to your friends.
Thanks.
Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye bye. So let's join our other speaker, Lee Jones.